To you Virgos, you have the Star card, the Nine of Pentacles, and then you Virgos also have the Chariot. So these three cards right here for you Virgos. The Star card and the Nine of Pentacles speaks to about how a lot of you Virgos are doing the things that you want to do, but you're doing it in private. A lot of you Virgos may figure that there's a lot of people up in your business, you know. There's a lot of people up in your business. There's a lot of people that, don't really understand you, but really sitting back. But they always got something to say about you, Like I got somebody right now who for the past 14 years, I ain't speak to this person in 14 years, who still brings me up in random conversations whenever it is that they're trying to make friends, laughing at, quote unquote, laughing at me, talking about, oh, this person thinks he's a shaman. But when you look up the definition of what a shaman is an individual who comes from basically North Central or South America, Trinidad and Tobago, basically that uses divination and other spiritual means to help themselves, help other people, and to basically have influence over natural events. Tarot cards are a form of divination. And it's like, for you to be that pathetic, bringing me up in conversation with people, 14, almost 20 years. I stopped talking to you since 2011. 14 years, literally almost 20 years ago. And you that heartbroken where you bring me, I'm not even around, but this is how it is that you make friends. You randomly talk about this when you make friends with people. Hey, yo, you want to hear about this guy who thinks of himself as a shaman or whatever the case may be? Let's laugh at him. Like, you're pathetic. Like, that's pathetic. And see, this is what I'm trying to say, right? Like, there's a lot of people up in our business, or can be. And see, a lot of us Virgos, we're just living our lives, right? Get the jealousy up on out your system, right? Like, they got to get the jealousy out of their system, because we're doing just fine. We're doing fine. And then you have the Chariot, which is about how, but it's the fascination. They have to get all up in our business. And we kind of just like, give people a little something just so that they can stay out of our business. Because you don't understand, Virgo, people so nosy sometimes. People would do anything to get into other people's business, including trying to harm individuals. So you got to be very careful about, just engaging with people just like that, stuff like that, right? Remember, even Batman had to basically let the world be convinced that, him as Bruce Wayne or whatever the case may be, he was the jokester, playboy. Why? Because Alfred told Batman or Bruce Wayne, right, that you don't want people prying into your business, because you're a billionaire and you run one of the richest organizations in the world, right, in the DC universe. So you can't be out here disappearing and never showing up to work, just hunting down crime all the time. People are going to eventually suspect that that's you, because you won't have a public persona. You'll just be Batman 24/7 and just do your thing all the time. So make sure to play like you're this, and which will kind of get people up off of your heels, because they won't be so like, oh, what's going on? And that's what you Virgos got going on. Keeping people up off your heels by, giving them a little something, So what it is that I do here to keep people out of my business. You know, people swear, you know, to the Almighty that they, you know, they think that they know when they don't. Oh, you know, betrayed your brothers. I did no such thing. You know, I talk about relationships, and I talk about if you want to get into one, how people should move who legitimately want to be in a relationship. If you don't want to be in one, then don't be in one. Avoid it. Don't engage. Don't interact. Don't move that way. But I also make the disclaimer and say you are an adult and you will do whatever you want at the end of the day. You do not have to listen to me. You can still do whatever you want. Please don't start thinking that a guy over the internet who probably doesn't live in your state or country has so much influence over you to the point where they control your life on a day-to-day basis. You still have control over yourself, you know. You choose to listen to me. Anyway, the point is that the Sun card and the Six of Wands represents how a lot of you also, right? So the Sun card speaks to how, you know, this just really highlights to you Virgos how people front. They make it seem like you're not important and they ignore you, right? Because remember what I was talking about the last time about Virgos being the zodiac sign that people ignore. But do they really, though, at the end of the day? Because they ignore you, but yet your life is so important and what you do in it is so important. What you do in your life is so important. Everybody's always up in your business, right? And see, the Six of Wands right here represents how a lot of you are in a situation where for you, you know what you're doing. But the Six of Wands is also about how you Virgos, you have a plan for yourself and things that are working out. But the Hermit represents you also strive to disengage like Aquarius does, because you want attention in certain ways, but you also want a break from the attention. You want a good amount of both. Yes, you want the attention when you're trying to show people something, but right, and you want to be sociable, but there's also a time when it is that you stop trying to be sociable throughout the day and you go ghost and you hang out by yourselves, and people don't really understand which one you are, right? This is why it is I was saying that Virgo is very complex, because the times when we hang out by ourselves, majority of the times we choose to hang out by ourselves to respect that space. But then the times that we want to socialize, we will talk, we will engage, we will socialize. So stop trying to force what we don't want down our throat. If we don't want to talk, respect that boundary. If we do want to talk and you don't want to talk, that's fine. We'll find someone who does want to talk to engage with us. But it's a lot of hyper criticism, right? You know, I get a lot of criticism in my life. You know, people take, and I hope YouTube don't hit me for this, but people take shots at spirituality and take shots at me all the time for what it is that I do. You know, I'm whacked out. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm laughing all the way to the bank. I'm not forcing people to do anything that they don't want to do. And all the people who are getting readings from me are seeing results. Get the jealousy out your system. Just please get it out your system for 2 seconds. Like, get it out your system. Jealous-hearted individuals, right? I don't know what is people's fascination with us, Virgo, but then you have the Seven of Cups and then the Nine of Swords. So these 2 cards right here are about how a lot of you are very much so, you have a lot to offer. You have a lot going on with you. And the thing is that the Nine of Swords also represents, just be careful to not hold your head down and start thinking that even though people throw stones, even though you don't live in a glass house. They live in a glass house, but they're throwing stones. You live in a brick house, but they are a fire insulated brick house, by the way. Um, they throwing stones, and they think that the little pebble that they thrown is going to break your whole house, and that's not true. You're right. You're living in a house of cards. That's not true. They're living in a house of cards, or a glass house. That's the reason why when us Virgos, right, fire back, or we throw stones, it people act infantile, and it's this overreaction, right? It's like stop throwing rocks and hide your hand if you don't expect people to throw rocks too. But the difference with us is that we not hiding our hands. What's up? You got a problem with it? What's up? And that boldness is what shocks a lot of people. And so basically why this reading is so important is because it shows that a lot of people are fronting and faking it, because that, right, the Chariot and the Sun card, they're faking it like they don't care, but then they ask us questions, they spy. You know how many people spied on me before, wanting to get all up in our business, trying to find out what we're doing, trying to find out what it is that we doing. And then the thing is that the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Swords right here speaks to how a lot of us Virgos, we just be doing our own thing. But this is why it is that we can't get ourselves caught up with what others are doing too much. We can only it's almost like a pool, like for ourselves. We can own that, from our own home. We can only dive into the pool for a short amount of time, and then we got to go actually take a shower, because engaging with other people, it gets messy. And this is part of the reason why Virgos, us as Virgos, we be by ourselves, because other people, we realize that we have good luck, but the bad luck be coming when we start interacting with other people, because other people slow, they stupid, they worried about the wrong things. They're worried about making people feel bad, terrible. They assume power is by picking on other people. That's pathetic. And it shows people don't know what power is. People picking on people, that's not power. Power is the gradual empowerment, or the gradual progression of your life and the fruits of your labor, aka your lifestyle. That's how power is displayed. Power is not displayed by, oh, I'm gonna take shots at individuals for no reason. That's pathetic, is what that is. Like, and people can disagree with it, but it is pathetic. And I'll tell you why it's pathetic. It's pathetic because it has no real world application. It's like, okay, you 20, almost 20 years go by and you still tell people about me, and you may mention my name. You're making me a celebrity, stupid. Regardless of whether it is that you're laughing at me or not, the mere fact that you and I stopped talking to each other, and you haven't been able to get my name up on out your mouth in almost 20 years, you bring this up to people who don't even know me to create a bond with other people. That is pathetic. Because what it says is, and you could disagree with it, to the person who does this, you can disagree with it if you want, and you could whatever, but it's pathetic, because how hurt are you? Like, it's almost 20 years and you haven't been able to get over it. I've already apologized, and yet you still have a problem. Well, then I don't know really what to do. But it is pathetic, though. It is pathetic, because how do you, like, imagine creating friendships with people like that, just randomly. Hey, let me tell y'all about the person who calls himself a shaman. Shawty, why don't you have other stories? Why can't you make friends and socialize with people from a more positive perspective? Why are you bringing my name up? Why are you bringing what I do up? Yo, almost 20 years. I stopped talking to you since 2011. I ain't seen you. You still talking to me in 2000. You still talking about, not to me, but about me, 2025. That's almost 20 years ago. You still bringing me up. That's almost 15 years ago, fam. But I'm pathetic. Y'all sit up there and laugh at me. I don't care about you enough. And this is why it is that I say that it's pathetic, Virgo. It's pathetic because people really expect us to care about them enough to stop doing what we're doing, to over pay attention to them, to make that the cornerstone of our lives. And we're not, they're just not important. And this is what it is that I was saying off camera, right? Not today, but I was talking about this off camera to like my peoples, right? Like my mom and stuff like that, and my brother and stuff like this. Like we was having fun and we was laughing because like I was telling them to, I was telling those two that people, in my case, this is how I know that a lot of people are delusional, because factually they're delusional, because every person on this planet, if you're going to be taken seriously, you have to be able to have an idea. And what I mean when I say an idea, I mean an idea of what do you live for? Some sort of value, an idealistic idea that you live for, you fight for, you'll go to your grave for, right? Something that makes you up. You live for this. You represent this, right? If you're going to be taken seriously, you must have this idea. I have this idea. My idea, what I live for, what I fight for, what I'll see my maker for, right? Or essentially go to the grave for, what I'll get deleted for, basically, right? And live for is me pushing the boundaries to becoming the best person that I can be. That's why off camera, I'm constantly testing myself. That's one of the reasons why I took this arduous job in the first place, is because I want to see if I can actually do something that's difficult and actually accomplish it. And that in on itself, accomplishing and passing those tests, is an accomplishment in on itself. I'm doing something that takes training that not a lot of people on earth actually do. So because I have an idea to continue to keep an open mind and push the boundaries of myself, continuing to push the boundaries, testing this out, testing that out, trying, testing that out, right? Looking at this, looking at that, right? When I get an opportunity, right? Motorcycles, stuff like this, right? Not now, but when I get an opportunity, right? All that type of stuff, right? People think that they're so important to me to where they think that just because they stop talking to me, my world is going to crumble. My world can never crumble because you are not the centerpiece of my world, stupid. The centerpiece of my world is me pushing the boundaries over and over again to see how great I can be. You can never take that away from me, idiot. And like they really delude themselves, because now it's when I leave, your world's gonna crumble. And it's like you don't understand that you can't make my world crumble. And they delusional. They believe themselves to be important. You think talking about me for almost 20 years is gonna make me feel bad when I just see it a different way. You're making me a celebrity. Even if people are laughing at me, it's pathetic that you, even almost 20 years, bring my name up in random conversations to people. But then when I'm in front of you, you act like, oh no, that's not what you're doing. So then how come all these people whom the two of us don't know me? But I don't really care too much about you, nor do I even care to know these goofy individuals, these geeks and losers. And I know that they're geeks and they're losers because they're pathetic. They're sitting up on the internet gossiping about people just like you are. all day long, so you don't have any priorities on your hands. You just sit on the computer and be on webcam for hours. It's pathetic. Come on now. But then the strength card and the things that the Ten of Swords speaks to us as Virgos, we got to remind ourselves to keep that pride, keep our head held high. There's nothing to be ashamed of. All those people that give us a hard time, they're the goofballs. And this is why it is that we choose sometimes to engage with others when we do. But again, hermit, we also need that alone time. It's because the world is trying to convince us Virgos that we're pathetic and that we're losers and that da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but it's cap. Because I'm speaking from personal experience. I am a legend in my neighborhood. I'm a legend. I will forever be solidified. I'm a legend. I really am a legend. And I'm not joking. I really am a legend. My mural is on the side of a school wall. It's plastered. It's literally ingrained into the wall. It's literally ingrained into the wall of a school, and schools are landmarks. I'm a legend in this neighborhood. my legend has already been cemented. People who know me here, when they speak, some of them may speak bad, but the ones who also know me for the other side, they say I'm very intelligent and that I'm gonna make it, which I am making it, and they know what it is. I'm a legend. So my dear Virgos, and right, to clarify one card and to get up on out of here, people can say whatever it is that they want to say about you. The fact is, they don't know you. They only know one aspect of you, but they don't know you. They don't know what kind of work you put in. They don't know who you know. They don't know where you're from. They don't know you. They don't know you. So they got to grasp at straws to make it seem like you're pathetic. But that's the delusion. They're pathetic. So let's clarify the strength card. The Justice, Seven of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Five of Cups, the Three of Swords, right? If I'm not a legend, people from all over the world know my name. I'm known on 6 different continents because of this, because of what I do. So they got to figure it out. And then the Justice, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands right here speaks to how the Justice represents, in the end, you Virgos will see who are the ones who are pathetic, try to tear you down, make you Virgos feel like trash. Because the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, they don't understand what it is that you Virgos are doing, building. So let them not know what you're doing and building. The Five of Cups and the Three of Swords, let the regret be on them. Let their ignorance imprison them. That's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We're approaching 19,700. Smash the subscribe button, like button, hit the notification bell. Set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. And Virgos, come through and get a personal reading from me. The link to that is in the comment section below. It's called a Linktree link. Peace.